Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening, peeps? Good morning. This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. Trying something new with my lighting here. If we can get the lighting better than what it's been in the past. Yeah, the lighting actually bothers me, so I want to make sure it's the best possible lighting with the resources that I have, right? And so I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is Thursday. It is a terrific Thursday. It is I don't know. Tuesday was a thriving Tuesday, so we have to call something else for Thursday. But hey, I'm glad you're here, and I wanted to share with you guys some things that I've been doing. As some of you know, if you listened to me for the last couple of days, I'm doing this no multitasking challenge, just so I can have laser beam focus, I'm hoping that you're doing the same and you're looking at things from a different point instead of multitasking, which you're really not doing. You're just switching from one thing to the next. And so yesterday, right, over the past couple of days, because I think it must have been Tuesday or it was Monday. Monday this past week, I had a pretty much it was a crappy day. I got some things done, but I didn't get anything done to really move me toward my goals. Some things I did, but I mean, not the things that I wanted to get done. I simply just looked at my planner. I had too many tasks. Nothing was time activated. Um, it was just garbage, right? To me, I did get some things done, but like I said, by the end of the day, I was spent, I was drained, I just felt weak, um, and unfocused, and a lot of that had to do with me multitasking, not doing the technique that I told you guys about a couple of days ago, clearing the calculator, where you clear out any mental residue before you start before you start your next task. And also I've been using this technique called box and shelf that I learned from Darren Hardy. So I knew one of the things that I wanted to do. I have a question that I learned from this book called The One Thing, and it's by a gentleman named Gary Keller. And Gary Keller is the founder of what is now the uh, largest real estate company in the world. It's Keller Williams. So in his book, he had this question in there, and it calls it the focus question. And in the focus question, you ask, what's the one thing I can do such by doing it makes everything else easy or unnecessary, right? So what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it makes everything else easy or unnecessary? And I applied that to my real estate business, right? Because I knew I wasn't getting things done. It was so many other variables and things that were happening, right? Because this whole monkey brain was happening, the robot brain was happening, and just things just weren't getting done. And in order for you to have a business, you need sales. So I knew that I needed what's called an acquisition. So I had wrote in my planner amongst all the other different tasks to hire an acquisitions. So what did that entail? So what I did, and thankfully this past module of insane productivity was talking about delegating, right? So this past Sunday, I sat for maybe 2.5, close to 3 hours, and just focused on, the art of delegating and getting the knowledge that I needed from my mentors on hiring the right person, because you can't just hire anybody. I mean, you can hire anybody that you want to, but for me, I knew I wanted a certain type of person, and who better to learn it from than my mentors who have hired people, right? And for the different attributes that I needed for this particular business, that's what I was looking for. And so getting back to the planner, I stripped down everything from the past couple of days and just looked at, three things, three things, three things. And I kept asking myself that question, the focus question: what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easy or unnecessary? And so I had three things on my plan. I had two worksheets that I wanted to complete, and I wanted to, place an ad on Indeed for my acquisitions. So one of the first things I did yesterday after I finished doing my live stream was to get on Indeed and place that ad. And it took 30 minutes. It didn't take long, but and it took a little while for the ad to become live. And so once that ad became live, I started getting applications. I started getting inquiries, right? And I don't know how many I've got up to this point. Now I know when I went to sleep, that's one coming in now. If you just heard the boop, that's one coming in now. Before I went to sleep, I had about nine applicants. I think 10. A couple of them, maybe 11. A couple of them, I just knew that they weren't a fit. I knew what type of person I was looking for. I was looking for a person who was better than I was at, or better than I am at getting on the phone and doing sales calls. I'm good. I'm decent, but I'm not great. I want somebody that's great. I want an A player. I want somebody that's going to love it, right? But I also know what I don't want. Um, One lady submitted her application, and I said, "Well, how much?" One of the questions they allow you to ask on Indeed was, "How much experience do you have in reference to the position?" That's to the job description in the position. And there was a person who said they had 8 years in accounting. I'm not looking for an accountant. you know, First thing you got to be able to do is follow directions. And so, and I know a lot of people, when they see a job posting, they just apply whether they have the qualifications or not. But if you're not even tailoring what you're doing, you're not showing how that experience is relevant to sales. Accounting and sales are like almost opposite spectrums, of business. One is very left brain. The accounting function is very left brain, and the sales function is very right brain and creative, right? Even though there's scripts and all the things that you have to follow, it's still more in the creative realm of things, right? So I X that person out. There was somebody else who had was a videographer and just didn't have the experience. There was someone else who their experience was limited to being a cashier or something like that. It was a young person, and so I know I didn't want that, and that comes with what we talked about yesterday, being able to say no. You got to be able to say no so you can focus on those vital few things. Those, even with this, focusing on vital few qualities that are going to make the biggest difference. If I needed a videographer, that might have been a good person. One of those candidates might have been a good person. If I needed an account now, because I'm sure I will need a bookkeeper. Actually, that's in my plan to have a bookkeeper, right? Because I don't want to do that. That's not a strength of mine. That's nothing I desire to do, right? But I desire to build this business, and I know that sales is the engine for building your business, right? So I went through that task. I just multitasked it. I mean, I did not multitask, single task it. And so today is day 3 of this no multitasking challenge. And so after I finish with you guys, I'm gonna knock out the next task, because I didn't add anything else new. I'm gonna knock out the task that's in my planner, right? And I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to cut my hair, right? I put that down, but I wrote it down in the planner and I used the box and shelf method, right? So I know that I'm not going to go, once I finish this live stream, go pull out the clippers and go cut my hair. I may need to, but I want to finish what I started. So I'm getting things done. It's those simple things are on my list. And then once I finish the simple things that are on my list, then I'll look at all the other little stuff and see what else I can attack today and what things I need to box and shelve. And before I even start that, I'm going to clear the calc. Once I finish this live stream, I'm going to clear the calculator. Just like on the calculator, before you start doing more equations, you push clear, right, to get all the other stuff out of it, so you can make sure you're putting in the right equation, so you can get the right answers, right? So I'm going to clear the calculator and move forward. All right, so that just that one little tip of single tasking, being able to say no, um, clearing the calculator, and boxing and shelving, and even the salami technique where you're taking it and you're slicing the whole roll of salami up in the little bite-sized pieces so you can get things done. All that increases your productivity and your focus. Your focus has the focus right now that you have to have for your goals. You have to have an insane focus, or what I heard Joe Schroeder call a psychotic focus. And I used to be kind of nervous about that word psychotic focus. Psychotic. That means like, oh man, that's crazy. That's insane. But when you think about it, it would appear insane to other people how focused you are when you get just down to the nitty gritty and you're just focused and it just looks crazy and you're just steady chopping away, steady chopping away, steady chopping away, steady chopping away. And you're applying the compound effect. Little bitty things you're doing over and over and over and over and over. It doesn't seem like you may be making progress, but after a while, boom, you're going to have big results because you kept taking progress. You kept taking progress. You kept taking progress. You kept being consistent, right? No matter what was happening, you still kept focused on the goal. Still kept focused on the goal. Still kept focused on the goal, and you made progress toward it every single day. All right. So I'm not going to make this live stream long either. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the chat or put them in the comment section below. I'm ready to get busy today. As far as what's going on here in Georgia, today is the last day of the shelter in place. I've already started doing ride share again. I did some deliveries yesterday, like food deliveries, and that was cool. But it started raining, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be hopping in and out of the car in the rain. And plus, I like doing ride share much better than I like food. So because you can grow your money much faster. But they both have their pros and cons. So that's going to be something interesting to see how Georgia rolls back out. There are a lot of people out anyway. Like people have been out, since the first shelter in place. But one thing I've noticed that more people are outside walking. I was out delivering maybe a couple of days ago, and I saw people at Truist Park, which used to be SunTrust Park. People were just out and about and enjoying themselves, having lunch and dinner, outside in the little open area, right, at the little tables and things like that, patio area. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody inside of the restaurants. I haven't seen that much. I saw a couple eating some ice cream in the ice cream parlor, but it was just them. There was nobody else inside of that ice cream parlor. I saw that a few days ago as well. So, I'm not going to say things are going back to normal, but things are opening up. So, it's time to take advantage. If you got a plan, hopefully you had a plan. You don't, you need to be developing a plan so you can thrive in this situation once everything is like go, all right? Because it will go. It won't be the normal go, but it's gonna go. All right. There's still gonna be some repercussions from this whole thing, but what what position are you placing yourself in advance of that so you can be victorious, right? Um, Darren Daly this morning, what Darren Hardy talked about, he gave this story this morning. If you guys aren't subscribed to Darren Daly, you should definitely do so. Quick morning motivational nuggets that help get you focused. And what he talked about today was uh, going through adversity. How are you handling adversity? And the story was pretty good. It was about this one girl, come to her father. Something wasn't going right in her life, and so what the father did, he said, "Come with me for a second." He went to the kitchen. He pulled out a potato, egg, and some coffee beans, right? And so what he did was he boiled some water, right? He boiled the water, and once the water started really boiling, he had he put the after about 20 minutes, so he put the egg in one pot, he put the potato in another pot, and he put the grinded coffee in another pot, right? And so the potato went into the water, hard, firm, stiff. But once you pull the potato out of the boiling water after about 30 minutes, it's soft, right? You can poke it with your finger, go right through it. You can mash it up, right? It's soft, it's weak. So some people came out of are in this adversity and they're being soft and weak. And so with the egg, took the egg out after 20, 30 minutes, and the egg, once he peeled all the layers away, the egg was solid, it was firm, it was kind of bitter, it was hard, it hardened, right? And some people are hard because of this. Some people are angry because of this situation that has happened, right? But on the other hand, the coffee grounds turned into something totally different, right? They transformed. Everything transformed, right? Some things got weaker, some things got stiff, and something else transformed, right? And so the coffee transformed. It let off a good smell. It was just totally different. So we can choose to transform in this period of coronavirus, and that was Darren's point. How are you handling the adversity? Are you being weak right now? Are you being hardened and frustrated and angry about the situation, or are you letting it change you? Like Bruce Lee says about water. Be like water, so you adapt. You adapt to whatever situation, whatever container water is in. It adapts to that container, right? So water can also change, it can change into steam, it can change into ice, it can do different things. So be like water, learn how to adapt. So once again, hope you guys getting some value out of this. At this point, I'm rambling, about to get off and get into the rest of my day. Again, this is no multitasking, day number 3. So getting things done one thing at a time. And if I know it's an idea that I want to attack, new things are going to come along, but we got to be able to prune these ideas, right? You got to prune them. It's like a rose bush. You got to prune these ideas away, even the new ones. And sometimes you got to take the new ones and box them and shelf them. Put them to the side, write them down. They may be great ideas, but you got to put them to the side so you can focus on the high impact activities that you have to do now to move your business, your life, your goals forward. You have to do that. All right. So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to this if you're on YouTube. And I'm going to see you on the next one. This has been Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still the Southeast Beast, the Conquering Chief, Your Highness, the finest prosperity Don #1. And this video is a wrap. International Man of Action. Take action, take action, take action, take massive action. Peace.